Imagine this. You're standing at a bar with a glass of wine and you're looking around. And then you spot somebody. And you start watching them. And you start looking at their face, at the way they move, what they do with their hands and their feet. And you're trying to figure out in your head, what is it they're like? What is it they're thinking? Now, imagine that it's you, the one being watched. What do you think people could tell about you just by watching you from a distance? You may be quite surprised. Just as I was that night at a bar. After receiving a very interesting observation from a lovely gentleman I met there. He said, Alena, you come across so stern and strict. I think people must be very scared of you. Can you imagine receiving a comment like that? You know, at the time, I didn't really know what to make of it. But now I do. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm here with you today. The American author Frank Gillett Burgess once said, "Our bodies are apt to be our autobiographies." What do you think? Is it true? Does your body reveal more than just what you're thinking, what you're feeling? Does your body reveal your personal story, your autobiography? Is your body an expression of who you are? Let's take a look at this together. At the beginning, your body is perfect. You know, when we're small children, our spine is aligned and our body posture is erect and open, and our body language is pure and authentic, and everyone can read it just like a book. And then we enter school, and we start becoming aware of our own identity, and we start forming beliefs about who we are and what the world is like. And we also start experiencing our first feelings of inferiority and insignificance around our friends. And then we continue growing up, and we go through that typical teenage struggle. Who am I and who should I be in order to fit in? And it's like a constant negotiation between the two. And as we go through life, and we face difficult, challenging situations at work and at home, we start developing our unique coping strategies. And in that process, we start developing certain habits. Habits in the way we think and act and handle our emotions. And you know what? These habits, they then get stored in the body, in the tissue of the body, layer by layer. And they start shaping our bodies. When I was a little girl, I was very shy and I didn't seem to fit in anywhere. I remember at school when I tried to talk to my classmates about things that were important to me, like why are we here on this planet and what is God and my mom, is it really my mom? They would give me strange looks and they would run away. And I had these reactions all the time from people running away from me. So naturally, as you can imagine, I concluded that I was odd, and that didn't feel very well. I began to feel very ashamed of myself. So I was odd, but I was very ambitious. And I realized very early on that if I excelled in everything, then people will love me, and they will not see my awkwardness. So my friends, that is exactly how my first coping strategy was born. I became the perfect child. Alena, time to do your homework. It's done. I became the perfect student. Anyone wants to do register for the school's essay contest? I do. I became the perfect ballroom dancer. And now let me tell you, my friends, that this was probably one of my best strategies to hide my awkwardness, because it let me step into a new character, into someone who was admired. Because let's face it, my body and my moves and my smiles, they were perfect. Look at me. I'm perfect. Don't you see it? I'm perfect. I almost convinced myself in that process. I practiced ballroom dancing for a number of years, and as you can imagine, that has got a certain impact on the body shape and on the muscles. But something else happened. There was a huge impact on my personality. You have to understand that ballroom dancing is all about very specific, controlled, structured moves. And so the more I danced, the more controlled became my body, and the more controlled and controlling became my personality. It was as if I embodied this perfect dancer, and my life became a big dance performance with everything planned and controlled and practiced to reach perfection. Now, add to that my further experiences in life and the fact that I became a female entrepreneur, and I had to develop that mental and physical toughness, and also the attitude of, I can do it, I don't need you. Well, put it all together and you have a recipe for disaster. That control, it became a central part of my personality, and it was radiating through my body. And it was out there for everyone to see, but me. And that's exactly what the man saw in me that night in the bar. And that's exactly what I saw myself when I started watching video recordings of myself speaking at conferences. I could see the pieces of my story everywhere in that intense look, the big, controlled, exaggerated movements, and the muscular tension and that intense voice. It was there. But you know what? Funnily enough, I started to observe that exact behavior in random situations throughout my day, when talking to friends or when walking on the street. I could feel that control and tension in my body. There is a reason why I tell you all that. Well, there better be, right? There is a few things I believe you should know about your body. Your body is shaped by your life experiences. Now, you all know that what you eat and your lifestyle has got an impact on your body. But I'd like you to understand that it's not only that. Your mental and emotional habits and your past experiences and your beliefs have got a major impact on your body. Think about this. When you feel good about yourself and you're generally very content with your life, your body will show that. You will probably have a tendency to smile a lot, and your posture and your muscles will be more relaxed. If, on the other hand, you find it difficult and you're sad or upset with something that is happening in your life, you may have a tendency to frown a lot. Ladies, you know, that wrinkle over here, yeah? And your muscles and your posture will be more tense. Now, if this tendency continues for a while longer, your body posture will start collapsing. Have you ever seen a body of a depressed person? Their body tells a story. Their problems are just too heavy, and they find it very difficult to cope. when your body becomes off balance, you're in trouble. Because in the same way as your life experiences shape your body then shapes your mind and eventually your personality. Today, we have enough scientific evidence to show a clear relationship between your physical body and your mind. Think William James, for instance. William James was the famous philosopher and psychologist who lived at the turn of the 20th century. He started a whole movement in the field of psychology when he said, "I don't think because I'm happy. I'm happy because I think." Yes, my friends, today we know that even the slightest movement in your muscles can trigger a strong emotion. You can test it yourself. Try drawing down your eyebrows and clenching your teeth, and do it for 2 minutes and then tell me how it feels. But please make sure that you do it after my presentation, because otherwise I am in deep trouble. So, everything that you do physically with your body is going to impact your psychology. I would like to invite you to think of everything that you do physically with your body throughout your day, at work, at school. Think of everything, even the most trivial movements, such as slouching over your iPhone. You see, whatever you do, if you do it frequently enough, it's going to shape your mind and your personality. And finally, your body loves to talk. It reveals a story that impacts your results. Every time you walk in the door, your body tells a story to others. Based on that story, others make up their mind about you, and if they don't like that story, they will rarely tell you, but they will act accordingly, and you will probably not like the results. And it's such a shame, because we miss so many opportunities in our personal life and in our business simply because we're unaware of our bodies and of the fact that our body sometimes tells a story that may be pushing people away. Yes, your body is an expression of who you are. Your body reveals a story. What's your story? Are you aware? I wasn't. Is your story showing the best of you? Or is it showing some character that you stepped into, just like I did, whilst your best self is buried somewhere underneath the layers of past experiences and habits? Think about it. Or what if you don't like that story? Can you actually change it? Yes, you can change it. We do very powerful exercises in our training courses in which we make people aware that first, they have a body, and that second, their body have got certain movement tendencies that have got impact on the person and also on their psychology and their relationship with others. And people come with all sorts of very interesting revelations, like, oh my God, I didn't even realize that when I talk to people, my shoulders always tense up and my right shoulder is up. Or, oh, my hands. I always try to hide my hands in the pockets. Oh, I have a tension in my hip. And no, actually, it's painful, and I wasn't even aware. Well, I'm not surprised. We are rarely aware of our bodies unless the pain gets absolutely unbearable. Another exercise that we do with our students is we make them move in new, different, kind of funny ways. And typically, the stranger the move for the person, the better it is, because it helps them to balance their body and their personality. we also help people identify the different physical activities that they can start doing in order to find that balance. I remember when I started to experiment with freestyle dancing, I was absolutely horrified. Because you know what? They didn't tell me what to do. They didn't give me any instructions. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? And they said, Alena, just let your body move freely to the music. And I'm like, but what am I supposed to do with the right hand and with the left foot? And then I started to ease into that free flow movement. And you know what? It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And that's exactly what I needed in order to start letting go of my excessive control tendencies. Or surfing. Can you imagine how stressful surfing can be for a person like me, who tries to control the board and the wave and the people around? I mean, it's terrible. So, my friends, let's go back to that bar. You're the one being watched. What is that story that others can reveal just by watching you move, by your presence? It better be a good one. We need to see your best self, because that is the only way how you can make a real impact in the world and reach the results that you want. And that's the only way how we can all benefit from your talents. So please remember, your body is an expression of who you are. Your body reveals a story. But also remember that your body is a powerful and magnificent instrument that you can use in order to change that story and bring out the best in you. Use your body wisely, and I guarantee you'll live an extraordinary story.